Good morning, everyone. This is Celeste, and today is the 30th of July, which means that I have been a vegan now for 7 whole months. And I just wanted to share a little bit about my experiences about being a vegan. Anyway, I started off at the end of after Christmas, like a couple days after Christmas, and I did a 30-day juice fast after watching Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, and I was inspired to do a 60-day juice fast, but I only made it 30 days before I had some health complications due to my period. And anyhow, I've been a vegan ever since. I've tried doing raw foods. I've tried doing gluten-free. I've tried all kinds of things. I really haven't lost much weight. I'm still a big girl. It's not like you just become a vegan and suddenly the pounds start dropping. Maybe if you do it a certain way, but not the way that I did it, I guess. Um, I am around 280 pounds, which means that I'm still down for about 36 pounds from my original starting point of 216 pounds, which is the highest weight I ever had in my life. Anyhow, so I'm going to share with you some of my favorite things that I've made. I love food. I'm an overeater. That's my problem. I definitely am an overeater. I love food. I love eating food. I love tasting different kinds of food, and I like finding alternatives to some of my favorite foods now that I've been vegan. In fact, last night I made a gluten-free vegan alternative to my favorite food of all, which is quiche. So I made a spinach quiche, and I used tofu. Okay, first it started off with a gluten-free crust that I found at the 99-cent store of all places. It was Pillsbury. It's made of like soybean oil, and it's very GMO-y, I'm sure. But it was 99 cents, and I thought I would play with it and find it and come up with something. And first thing that, of course, hit me when it said pie dough was quiche, because when I think of pie, I think of quiche. I don't think of cherry or apple pie. That's not my thing. I think of quiche, or I think of pot pies. um, Anyway, so I took tofu, and I took a bag of spinach, and I took some chopped onions and chopped garlic and chopped bell pepper, and I sauteed all of the peppers and the onions, and then I threw in the spinach at the end just to kind of like make it go down a bit. And then I put the tofu in my food processor with some salt and basil and oregano and a little dash of cayenne and some grapeseed oil. And I blend all that together, and then I folded it in with the sauteed vegetables, which I sauteed in grapeseed oil as well. And then I also used this new almond mozzarella that I found, and oh my god, that stuff tastes just like grilled cheese. You would not know. No way, you would not know. Anyway, so I took the almond mozzarella and used that. And it was the first time I tried it, so I was afraid that the mozzarella would ruin it. But once I tasted it, I was like, this is going to be awesome. And so then I just stuck it in the oven at 450 for 30 minutes, and voila, I had an amazing quiche. And I had the rest for breakfast this morning. So I had half a quiche for dinner last night and half a quiche for breakfast this morning. And it was gluten-free and vegan, and there's no way you would know that it was vegan. Absolutely not. Tasted like eggs, tasted like cheese. Awesome. So that's one of the things that I did. If you want to find out more specifics on how I made it, then feel free to ask me. I'd be happy to share that with you. I also make chick pizza. I call it chick pizza, which is because it's made with chickpea flour, which is the same as garbanzo bean flour. So I use garbanzo bean flour, and I use a recipe called socca, S-O-C-C-A, which is a Middle Eastern dish, and I use socca as the crust. And then I bake the crust first, make sure it's got a little bit of firmness to it, because it kind of comes out like a batter, more like a pancake batter when you pour it into the pan or the dish that you're using. And then once I put it in the oven for a little while, just to make sure that once it's a little bit hard on the top, then I smother it with tomato sauce and eggplant and mushrooms and olives and bell peppers and red onions and artichoke hearts, everything. Like, I pile the vegetables on that with some vegan cheese. I like the Trader Joe's vegan mozzarella shreds, not their soy cheese. It's another one. It's made of like tapioca flour, kind of like Daya, but it melts better. And then I also use, or I could use the almond one now that I found, discovered that. The almond cheese was awesome. And you could use pesto. You could make a vegan pesto instead of tomato sauce, whatever you like. And then, sorry, I got an itchy nose. And anyway, and just stick it in the oven and cook it like a pizza and eat it. And everybody who's tried it has been like, oh my God, this is amazing. So that's one of my favorite things. Next, I want to try some of my other favorite dishes like lasagna and stuff. I want to make lasagna, and I want to make a pot pie. I really want to try to make a pot pie. I don't have a rolling pin though. Of all the things that I don't have in my kitchen, I don't have a rolling pin, and I don't even know where to go buy one. I'm sure maybe Walmart or Target or something has a rolling pin, so I'll probably have to go there and buy one. Anyhow, so I'm making all these fabulous recipes. I'm juicing. This morning I juiced my regular juice that I do, which is like beets and kale and carrots and ginger and apples. And I used some fresh apples that my friend had picked from her tree. And the kale was from somebody else's garden. Okay, so I started growing my own garden, right? I decided to stop buying all these vegetables and grow my own garden. And now I've got this massive issue with these green caterpillars that are apparently like cabbage larvae from those pretty little white butterflies that you see all in the springtime and the summertime when it's really hot. Well, apparently they're sticking their stupid little green larvae all over my vegetables, and now I have huge gaping holes in all of my kale. I planted 36 kale plants, and now like at least 6 of them are destroyed. So I'm down to 30, but they're still like little, and then the other ones are like being rummaged, like there's nothing left of the leaf. I'm so mad. And I have tons of black little aphids all over the rest of my vegetables, and then there's some of the I picked the little caterpillars off of my basil too. So my basil's not doing too good. But I'm growing dill, and I just got some pepper plants started. And today I got my first squash flower over my zucchini. I planted 6 zucchini, and they were all really strong and healthy, but for some reason 3 of them just got destroyed, turned brown, and died once I planted them in the ground, and 3 of them made it. So they're starting to grow, which is good. So I can't wait to have my own vegetables from my own garden. I've been clipping a little bit of the peppermint and the basil and the dill. I haven't used the dill yet. Just the peppermint, basil, and rosemary so far. I've been using a little bit of those. So everything's going really well, except for I just need to figure out my garden issues, and I need to start exercising. I know that's the one thing. Anybody who's really fit, anybody I know that's more slender, they don't even care what they eat. They eat all kinds of junk. They eat GMOs, and they eat at fast food places and whatever, but they exercise, and I'm just not an athletic person. Do I look like an athletic person? No. Do I look like somebody who likes to go sweat? No. I'm not even the kind of person that likes to go and put on tennis shoes. I hate tennis shoes. My toes are claustrophobic. They don't like to be closed in unless they're in a really cute shoe, like a ballet flat. But I gotta get over it, right? And I gotta do it. I gotta suck it up one of these days. I live at the beach. I live literally on the beach. Like I see dolphins from my deck, and there's no reason for me not to be walking up and down the beach or boogie boarding or riding my little beach cruiser up and down the street there. We've got little bike lanes. So I gotta get on it, and I gotta start exercising. But it's all for a good reason. I want to be healthy, and I want to be strong, and I want to feel more confident about myself, especially when I'm on stage, because I don't like, when I see pictures and videos, and even this, when I look at this video of myself, I'm like, oh my God, I'm a huge girl, and it's not how I see myself. The picture there this person does not match how I see myself. So I feel like, kind of like people that are transgendered, when they just say that they don't feel like the person that they are matches the person they feel like they are. And although I've been a big girl my entire life, I don't feel like a big girl. I've always felt tiny and petite and cute. And I look in the mirror or look at my clothes or look at a video or pictures, and I'm like, that's not really how I look to the rest of the world. So I would like to put those 2 things in line. Anyhow, so that is all I have to say for today, and I hope you guys are all doing wonderful and fabulous and having a good week, and I hope you're having a great summer. And if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll do some more videos soon.